All right. Boundaries keeps you centered in yourself. When you learn to say no, when you figure out who you are and stick by that, some people will leave your life. Boundaries prevent control. People cannot gain leverage over you. It also stops performance. It stops social scripts. It takes off the mask that people hide behind, which also makes them leave. Some people only want you in their life when you people please, when you cater to them at the expense of yourself, because this gives them control. It allows them to perform. But when you lack boundaries, you lose self-respect and you lose confidence. The people that you keep by losing yourself do not even respect you in the first place. They are there for the convenience. As a recovering people pleaser, healing is often about developing boundaries, learning to say no and giving up on certain people, allowing yourself to be authentic, to be centered in who you are, rather than catering to another person. When you allow yourself to be you, when you speak up when you should and have boundaries, you will gain self-respect and confidence. You will feel much better internally. You will also see how fake other people can be. Develop boundaries if you need to. Heal and become more authentically you. In the end, you will love yourself more, even if it costs you everybody in your life. Watch my YouTube for more. Working on boundaries in my Discord and school communities. Drizzle.
Unpopular opinion. A lot of women claim that they want a man who's emotionally mature and has his together until you actually get one. And then you realize that man come with discipline, standards, boundaries, limits. He don't just give in to you because you said you wanted something, and he not dealing with no smart mouth just because it's you. Now all of a sudden he a lying ass narcissist and he don't know how to treat a woman because he don't just give you your way all the time. He actually uses logic and discipline whenever he thinks and he moves and he acts. He's an emotional because even when you summon the waterworks, he don't let you win the argument. He want to still come to some kind of conflict resolution and talk about whatever it is that y'all needed to talk about. He'll give you a second to get your emotions together and check on the side over there and then come back and let's finish discussing whatever we were discussing, because it's a bigger problem at hand than just you crying right now. I get it, you're emotional, but he don't just let that control him in the ways that other men let that control him because he got his together, remember? And until you're ready to actually communicate, leave that man where he at. Until you actually ready to listen, leave that man where he at. Until you're ready to sit down and have real adult conversations, leave that man where he at. Because let me tell you something, dealing with a man who's emotionally mature is not for the weak.
I broke up with my best friend when I realized she was her boyfriend and laughing about it. At first I didn't even catch on to what was happening because she was making herself out to be the victim. She was like, oh my god, he's awful. And I'm trying to have her back. I'm trying to be supportive. So I started asking her more and more questions about what happened. The details started not adding up. And I finally started putting the puzzle pieces together that she was him.
You know you effed up when your homegirl has your man's back over yours. And not even in a because she wants him way, but in a you were genuinely treating him horribly way. Because notoriously, when a woman complains about her boyfriend, her girlfriends just believe her. If it's one thing girl groups are gonna do, it's validate the crap out of each other. And sometimes this can be a beautiful thing. Sometimes we really lift each other up when we're down. Sometimes one of us really is dating an a-hole and this gives us the courage to leave. But sometimes we are the a-hole. And it's those times in our lives when we need people to call us out on our BS. This girl, not afraid to call you out on your BS, even if it means, dare I even say it, defending a man. Some people act like it's not even possible for a woman to mistreat a man, but it is, it definitely is, and she knows that. Anyway, I hope her ex-friend learned something from all of this, because losing a baddie like that as a friend is a fumble of the century. Good work, nerdy traveling writer. Earned a follow for me, dog.
Do you guys know how much $1 million is a month?
I do.
Do you know?
Not off the top.
It's $83,333 per month. $83,000 per month. What do you need $83,000 for?
I like Birkin bags.
These girls, they never even had a Birkin bag. And that's what I'm saying. You want Chanel and you don't even have Coach. Certain things are actually investments. So I can understand that. But it's not about that. It's about the fact that you feel entitled to it when you've never even had it. Why?
Or earned it.
And this is another thing. How many purses can you have? Look, I promise y'all, from a person that has a lot of everything, I wear the same purse every day.
Yeah, when Sarah was moving out of her condo, like, this ain't even been open. This ain't even been touched. Chanel bags that haven't been touched. Like, I was like, why do you even have this?
There's only so many purses you could wear at a time. You could only wear one pair of shoes at a time. You should only wear one watch at a time. At some point, it's literally like, this stuff doesn't even matter. It really doesn't. But you know what does matter? Being loved down by a man that you care about.
If it doesn't matter, then why do you have these things?
Because there was a time where perception was more important to me than reality.
She said, why the f- would your short DM me like I can do something with that?
He's 5'6", and I'm 5'4". It's no love out here for short people, even if he can't find love. I got a worse story than that. So I met this girl on Tinder. We started texting on Tinder, and she gave me her number. Me and her been texting about a week. She enjoying my company, I'm enjoying hers. And now it's time for me to finally set up a date. As we getting closer to the date, she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you single. Why are you single? I said, I don't know. Most girls really just complain about my height. That's what they say. Like, most girls complain about your height. It can't be that bad. How tall are you? So I told her, I'm 5'4". I waited like 5 minutes for a response. No response. I waited 10 minutes for a response. No response. So I finally decided to text her back. And my bubble went from blue to green to not delivered. I tried to call her. The voicemail you have reached is no longer... There's no love out here for short people, bro.
Let's talk about the fathers who are going to be spending this holiday alone. Not because they don't love their children or because they're bad fathers, but because someone has weaponized those children against him. And y'all, I'm here to tell you the messages that I get. The silence is them. These men who have tried, they have worked overtime, they have paid their child support, they have shown up to court, they have done everything by the book. And here they are kept from their children on the holidays. And did you know that the suicide rates actually increase around the holidays? Like, that is so sad to even wrap my mind around over something that is preventable. It's not about love and safety. Let's call it what it is. It's about ego and control, using those children as leverage. And it got me thinking, I don't think the rest of the world really understands how much strength it takes them to get through a holiday that just keeps reminding them on what they're missing out on. And how some of you women can lay your head down at night and go to sleep or look at yourself in the mirror with a clear conscience. I don't know how y'all do it. Because you're not creating a peaceful holiday for your children. You're creating memories that they're going to have to repair from years down the road from now. Shame on you.
If you're going around saying black women have attitudes and all this, you're most likely just square or corny. Black women have really good corny radars and DL radars. It's like kind of like installed in their software as they get older. It's just the programming keeps updating. So if you do some corny weird, then you might get an attitude for them. You might get a little distance from them. They might call you a name.
Men who make their content about pandering to women really piss me off. And just in case you don't think that this man is a panderer, let's watch another video.
Your husband is dark skinned. You need to get you a dark skinned man this summer that's bearded with muscles and tattoos, good height, emotional stability, likes to go to church, gives you princess treatment adversely.
Pandering to women online is extremely profitable, both monetarily and in other ways, but I can't stand it because it keeps women delusional. Y'all are gonna hold off on dating, trying to find a man like him when he's not even a man like him. He's telling y'all to find a husband while he's thirst trapping on TikTok for strangers. Let's bring this back to reality. Men know what women want to hear. And so he's saying that on purpose. He's a wannabe Derek Jackson. And to the hundreds of thousands of followers that have fallen for his nonsense, I pity you for being such a dummy.
Do you think men should care about a woman's body count?
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Why not? We're number one. We're number one.
How are you number one?
Because without us, you wouldn't be here.
Am I number one?
I think you are.
You think I'm number one? What makes you think I'm number one?
You look like number one.
I like that.
You look like number one. You're pretty handsome.
I appreciate it. What would you do to me if I came home with you tonight?
I would bend you over and... Oh my God.
That's what you do to me.
Mm-hmm. Would you be ready though?
You don't think it would be the other way around?
No.
Why not?
But would you be ready?
I don't know if I'm down for that.
Look, like this.
Are we done? Are we good?
And you know, I prayed, I said, God, if I'm meant to be alone, at least take away my desire to be loved. And I think that's the hardest part about loneliness. You can still have great experiences alone, but every time you have a great experience, you're stuck wondering, wow, wouldn't this be so much better if I could share this moment with someone else? You know, where's the Pam to my Jim? Where's the Patrick to my SpongeBob? I feel like I'm cursed because at every moment I always want there to be another person. So I ask, take away my desires and set me free.
And I'm glad that some women are starting to understand that, men aren't narcissists. Men aren't the bad guy in the situation. When you start the waterworks, I think she said, I'll give you a second to process your emotions, right? I can support you. I can check in. Hey, how's it going? I can do all of that stuff. But when you get out of that, because you're going to have to come out of that, we got to deal with it. Dealing with it, we got to deal with it because we got to move forward. And you have to understand that. A lot of these modern women, they want you to coddle them. The world's got to stop. They want you to go in there and sit and sulk like they're doing. And the man is like, I don't have time for that. I got to go in there and work. I got to figure out how to make some more money. So while you sitting in there, wrapped up all in the blanket with your heating pad on and covers all over your head, laying in the dark with some sort of sad song playing in the background, Britney Spears or some Taylor Swift song that you listen to when you're in your feelings. When you get done with that, you got to come on back out here and deal with what we got going on. And you can't take all day to do it. You got to get going.
You said that men are built to bear the hard work and all that stuff. Y'all think y'all built for it.
And why you say that?
I say that because often y'all think I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna get the money. I'm gonna go to work and get the money. What about emotionally? What about the fact that when you come home and you haven't had time to decompress, you haven't had time to yourself, you throw the whole house energy off? What about the fact that, you might be in the morning time in the mood when you leaving out and the kids is up getting ready for school too? You might not be in the best of moods thinking you're ready to actually go to work right now, and you throw off my kids' school day before they go to school. That happens too. And a lot of the time, because you guys don't give yourself the space to actually, exert emotions and to talk about how you feel, and I'm talking about the traditional man from the perspective that you gave me, that's an issue.
Youth equals beauty. And we think we're going to lose our beauty by getting older. But I've been hanging out with men, right? And men talk about radiance. And there's a woman from Japan, he said, is there a kind of beauty that every woman can have? Yeah. It's called radiance. The light that can come off of our skin and out of our eyes, and an honest to goodness smile, a real smile. I once did a whole day having men come to the microphone. And the question was, what's the relationship between beauty and perfection? And man after man after man came to the microphone and says, nothing. They have nothing to do with each other. And they tell about, my wife, her teeth overlap in the front and she hates that imperfection. And to me, it's part of her beauty. And that day transformed me.
When I found out about it, it was on TikTok. And, I'm getting like the man's and the woman's view. And the woman's view is not very kind.
They're upset.
Yeah, it's like, and then like men see the woman's reaction. And of course, it kind of seems like maybe they're getting triggered. Which is a high potential, I think, that, they're not liking it because, like, why do men need to go somewhere else just because what does that say? That women here are not good enough? And I think that's, like, where that triggered feeling is coming from. But, like, we'll go over, like, some decent reasons as to why it's happening, and just the fact that there's so many people that are doing it. Like, it's something to look at and to, talk about.
Was dating somebody on a longer term basis, thought she was the good girl, she can never do anything to harm me. Well, closer to the end of the relationship, spent the night with her, woke up in the morning, she spent the night with me. There was a fight, she decided to walk out of the conversation, not complete it, and go out that night with her girlfriend. Me sitting there like a pleb thinking, whatever, no big deal. Turns out her and her girlfriend go out and she finds some guy in the club, spends the night with him, wakes up in the morning and spends the morning with him, and off she goes. A few weeks later, she tries to reconcile with me as if nothing happened. All women have the capacity to behave in a fashion that will surprise you fellas. I'm not saying that you should go around expecting it to happen or fishing for signs or signals that it might happen. The way that I view red pill awareness is basically to navigate through life with the understanding that these types of things can't happen.
Why isn't paternity fraud illegal? It's estimated 6% of men are fathering children that are not theirs.
There should be consequences for that.
But there aren't.
Okay.
And that's my point, is you guys don't care about equality. You want freedom at the expense of men.
Okay, sure. Next.
Do you think that men should have the right to opt out of fatherhood, since women have the right to opt out of motherhood?
No.
I am in shock. I am in disbelief. Tell me why. This man gonna give me the biggest reality check. This man gonna invite me out, right? And I couldn't go. And usually when I be telling him no, he be getting a little bit in his feelings. And I would expect nothing less if you actually get, you feel me? Anyway, that's just my opinion. But, so I had to tell him no. So I text him back, talk about, oh, I can't. I know you finna be upset or whatever. He responds and says, nah, it ain't that deep. Since when? Since when ain't it that deep? And so I'm like, quit playing with me. You know you be getting mad when I be telling you no. He gonna say, we ain't reached a point where you're worth getting that mad for.
Rejected.
I mean, you're right, but God, like, God, and when I tell you, I stared at that text for minutes, my jaw on the floor. He politely told me, baby girl, you are not that important. He said, you are not worth me stressing over. Wow.
Well, yeah, some nurses did cheat at the hospital. I'm not gonna lie.
They put out these reports that saying the number one cheating.
It's nurses.
It's nurses, yeah. But you were a nurse, so you would know.
But that's because a lot of nurses date doctors. A lot of doctors are married. Not the nurses. It's the doctors that are married and cheating.
Oh my God.
And the nurses date the doctors. Wow. So if you want to be completely honest, I think that's more what I saw a lot of that.
What rooms?
In the rooms, in the lab room, in the medical room, in the equipment room.
Is it like a quick thing, or was it like this is gonna be the whole rundown?
Listen, it's just quick, and then they might see each other outside of the hospital, and then act like they don't know each other. But then when it get messy, when they bring it back to the hospital and everybody know their business, that's when it get messy.
God.
Yeah.
Was there nurses that were like, what was the purpose of the nurse hooking up with the doctors? Was it like to level up, or did they just always admire the doctor?
No, I think too, we work with a lot of women. So when they do see a man, they go crazy. I think a lot of nurses are single. So a lot of nurses can really do what they want to do.
Okay.
I think that a lot of my nurses friends, when we was at the hospital, we were single. So it was just like, hey.
I heard that the cheating rate is crazy with nurses.
But what is really cheating, though? Is they married or they got a boyfriend?
Boyfriend? So you don't consider that cheating if it's just a boyfriend?
What kind of boyfriend?
A lot of y'all women want to be men until you put in the full-time position of a man. One thing you have to understand about being a man, baby, is that nobody gives a about you. Nobody cares about how you feel. And a lot of y'all women are too entitled. Y'all are too entitled. Y'all want the world to care about y'all. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But as a man, you don't get that grace. You don't get to be a woman that acts like a man but gets the benefits of being a woman. Once you cross over in that threshold and you call yourself a masculine woman and you want to act like a man, baby, you get the benefits of being a man. And the benefits of being a man is you get to work yourself to and you don't get no credit for you get blamed for everything. Everybody needs you when you're up, and when you're down, don't nobody give a about you. That is what it is to be a man. And to be real with you, the good men have it the worst because they get used up. They get used and disposed of and ridiculed. The best men have the worst baby mamas. Worst baby mamas, man. You know what I mean? They get slutted out and dogged out. And it ain't a thing of, oh, he chose her. Nah, women are just mean-spirited, dog. Most women are rude as mean, inconsiderate, and selfish. You find a good thing when you find a woman that is a good person. Not even a good woman, but a good person. A woman who is a genuinely good human being. Most women, especially the beautiful ones, they're horrible. They are absolutely horrible, bro. They are little pretty narcissists. Them women don't be giving a fuck about anything but themselves, dog. They be in competition or secret competition with every other pretty woman just because they're pretty. Crazy, bro. Crazy.
Baby, let me tell you something. I do not know how y'all wear y'all vaginas out. So when I say that, baby, I'm talking about showing your crack. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Because let me tell you something. Matter of fact, let me show you something. Baby, I'm in the gym. Yeah, I'm working out. You see what I'm saying? I got this on. I'm turning to the side, baby, because I just feel uncomfortable turning to the front. Well, I got this on, even though the crack of my pussy is not showing. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, baby, why do you want a crack in the front and a crack in the back? Like, that shit look crazy as me, baby. Like, I had to. I ain't like the way it look. I put these things on, baby. And that shit wasn't, that shit, I ain't like the way it looked. It just looked so, ugh, you know what I'm saying? So I had to fix that shit a little bit. But you know, it's gym time, baby. Yeah. You heard it here first. Yeah.
They're always saying that women are so complicated, and this confuses me because we're really not. We literally want to do what you want to do, but we just want you to pick it. You pick, you choose, you make decisions. We go along with whatever it is you choose. And if we don't want to, we'll tell you, I don't really want to do that. And then guess what? You pick again. You choose, you make decisions. And then eventually you'll start to learn where are the places that the first time she goes, yeah, let's go there. And where are the places where she goes, I don't really want to go there. You learn where those places are and then you pick those things. We just want you to lead. Why are we making decisions? I don't want to make decisions. That's your job. I'm just supposed to follow you wherever you go. Quit asking me what I want. You ask what I want you to make a decision. That's what I want. I don't want to even be in the conversation of what's going on. I just want to get in. Okay. That's what I want.
You know, I think we forget. And I get what Randy was saying, on the little tonight's conversation panel. I get what she was saying. But I think we forget when we talk about traditional men, a lot of that was around the 1950s, okay? The 1950s was the era, the space and time that was after the Second World War. So a lot of those men had served in the war and they had a lot of stuff that was going on. America was in a phase of rebuilding, okay? So you talk about, well, you got to process your emotions. You have men that did not have time to process their emotions, right? You had men that I got to get this taken care of or the family don't eat. Did you stop and process your, no, I'm not saying it's not important, but did you stop and process your emotions today? Once again, if I'm sitting there just looking, y'all not going to eat. So you got to get it back out there. If I'm just sitting there and looking, somebody is about to die. That somebody might be me today. So this, well, y'all say that y'all built to, carry the load of the house and all that stuff. No, you're not, because you have this issue right here. No, that does not mean because I'm not doing that inadequately. Y'all got to learn about leadership. That does not mean that because I'm doing this inadequately, that I can't carry the load. It just means that's an area of my life that I need to work on. Y'all, modern women, what they try to do is if a man don't have exactly what they want the man to have and the man is not exactly what they want the man to be, they try to disqualify him altogether. Well, you don't have this here. As mothers, and I had already seen it multiple times, y'all complain to each other. Y'all complain to the world. I didn't do this right. I didn't do that right. And you didn't. You didn't do it right. You actually suck at it. You suck. You're terrible at it. But that doesn't mean that you're a terrible mother. It just means I didn't do this right. I'm working on that. But over in this space, I gave my kid more love and more things. And when the kid grows up, it's like, no, I never even recognized that. I never even noticed that. Because mama and daddy gave me so much love and attention over here. I never felt like I was going without anything.
Every avoidant man's canon event is walking away from the woman that he loves the most. It's not because the connection wasn't real. It's not because they stopped loving you. It's because the intimacy started forcing him to look at parts of himself that he was not ready to confront. And I think this is one of the most misunderstood things about avoidantly attached men, because from the outside, I get it. Like, it literally makes no sense. He loves her, she loves him, things are good. Then suddenly, distance just randomly comes out of nowhere. They become less available, they become less certain, and you, as the girl, spend months wondering, like, what changed? You might start blaming yourself, like, what did I do wrong? You ask yourself, why wasn't my love enough for this person? But here's what is actually going on in the avoidant man's mind. The more the relationship asks him to depend on someone, the more he has to be vulnerable, the more he has to be fully seen. These things feel terrifying. It naturally creates this sense of fear, this sense of being in like this fight or flight state. It's this fear of feeling that you are emotionally responsible for someone else's needs. And instead of moving closer, he starts convincing himself that distance is the only answer.
I saw a video of my wife having sex with her ex while using her laptop. Well, we are off to a hell of a start on this story. I see why I caught your attention. She didn't know it was there and she feels sorry for me. I struggle with the thought of it, flashbacks, and the thought of the possibility of other videos existing in the past or anywhere else. We've been married for a few months now and we're in our early 20s. I love my wife and she's the best person I've ever met. It's just hard to deal with. Having your partner be your trigger for that is pretty rough. Maybe because I'm young or maybe because I'm jealous, or it affects men a lot deeper than women. I don't know. Look, gang, I don't think anybody, except people who have that particular kink, really likes the thought of their current romantic partner having had encounters with prior partners. It's not something that most people find hot. In fact, it's something that most people that I know, and myself included, don't find hot. We find it the opposite of hot. We find it uncomfortable. And everybody's got their phones, and everybody's sending nudes, and everybody's taking videos, because everything's all hunky-dory and wonderful in the relationship, and we're always going to be together. But that's not really how it works most of the time in real life. And then there's all these videos and photos out there floating around, and you have them on your phone or you have them on your laptop. And it's ripe for something that your partner might accidentally stumble upon or intentionally stumble upon thinking they want to see it. What I'll tell you is you don't want to see those things. Just like when people have affairs, they think when they find out about the affair, they want to know every detail of what the person did. You don't. You don't actually want to know it because, yeah, I'm sure your imagination is probably worse than reality, but reality's pretty bad too.
You're a woman, understand that every man's canon event is leaving the woman he wants the most. Not because he stopped loving her, but because he knew if he stayed, he would never be able to become the man he's always envisioned. And I want to talk about this because I think it is one of the most misunderstood things about men. Because from the outside, it doesn't make any sense to you. I understand. He loves her, she loves him, the connection is real, and he still walks away. You're dumbfounded. And she spends months trying to figure out what she did wrong, what changed, why love wasn't enough. But here's what actually was happening inside of him. There is a version of himself that a man carries around from a very young age. A vision of who he is supposed to become, what he's supposed to build, what his life is supposed to look like when he finally becomes the man he respects himself. And sometimes the woman he loves the most exists at a chapter in his life where that version of himself is still very far away. And staying, loving her, building with her, being consumed by her, starts to feel like it's pulling him away from that vision. Not because she's wrong for him, but because he's not right for himself yet. And a man who doesn't respect the version of himself he currently is cannot fully show up for the woman he loves. So he leaves, not to hurt her, but because somewhere deep down he believes he has to become that man first. And the cruelest part, She was probably the woman he would have chosen at the end of it all. He just couldn't let her watch him become him.
As an alpha woman, what I had to be very intentional about being softer for my man and to my man. I had to remember that when problems arise or situations arise that I don't necessarily agree with or I'm not seeing eye to eye with, the situation is the problem, not my man.
Right.
So I'm very intentional about my words with him. I'm very intentional about how I handle him because as much as I want to be handled with care and with love, so I handle him with care and with love. And I don't, it's been, baby, I think you know that I'm a very strong and boisterous woman, so it ain't always easy, you feel me?
I think it's
sometimes you gotta take a break to walk away for a second to get yourself together because you know that the level you on right now is gonna get disrespectful. Sometimes you have to let me take myself back and let me go in the room for a second. Let me go for a walk because I don't want to handle you in the way that I know I'm about to handle you right now. Yeah. Let me do the work for myself. So just be very intentional about how you talk to him. Be very intentional about it. And remember, before you talk to him in a manner, would you want to be spoken to that way?
Get up.
No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna do.
Melissa, I come home from work. The house is all dirty. What do you do all day?
I've been working.
Working?
Just because you go into work and I work off my computer doesn't mean anything.
Working? It looks like you haven't been working because the house is all dirty. The dishes are still out. How about you go clean them, because it's your job?
Those are your dishes.
I don't care. It's your job.
It's not my job. I'm
You
your
are
wife.
the woman.
Ever since we've gotten married, why have you started acting like this?
You are the woman. It's your job. You know what? I'm gonna go find another woman, alright?
Go ahead.
It doesn't even matter.
Go ahead. I
The woman
don't
that
care.
actually does
I'd
her
rather
job.
be with someone that does 50-50 and doesn't think the
I'll actually
women.
go get someone that does her job.
Okay,
in the
good.
house.
You go find someone. Good,
Like,
good
cleans
luck.
the house
Good
and
luck
does the
finding
dishes.
someone that's gonna put up with your bull.
It's not bull. Now get up. I'll make you do the dishes.
No,
How
you're
about
not
that?
making me do anything.
How about you get up
away
and
from
go
me,
get
Tom.
the dishes?
Don't touch me.
Get up.
No,
and
I'm not gonna.
go do
No,
the
I'm not gonna
dishes.
do anything. Back away from me.
It's
I'm
your
serious.
job.
It's not my job.
Then get out of my house.
Okay, I will.
Do it really be like that out there in the marriage world?
Every time. Just wanted a quiet ride tonight. As soon as they see the car, here come the lights. I'm not even moving fast.
Concrete walls, they close in tight. No sun, just dim flickering light.
God created man for one purpose, and that's to serve. Men today are looking to be served. They're looking for a mother. They're looking for a girlfriend who's going to look up at them and bat her eyes.
Yes.
Who's going to look a certain way so they get, as they walk around, the guys are like, man, you got a good one. Their dating practice is all about what can I get?
Right.
And girls aren't looking for that. It's all about getting out of your car, walking up to the door, speaking to her father with respect, and then treating her like a lady and taking her out and listening to her when she talks.
Yes.
Okay? It's men have lost their purpose of service. We are here to serve. We are here to provide. We are here to protect. We are here to teach. We are here to lead. That's what we're here for. We're not here for ourselves.
Y'all know what don't get talked about enough? Is them dudes that be in relationships with other women, not with the mother of their kids, but other women, but they be owing child support. And then they want to cry about all the bills that they got to pay and why they can't help pay this or that when they in a situation with a new woman. Didn't you think about all that shit before you decided to get your happy-go-lucky into a situation with somebody? That be the shit that people don't be talking about. Them be the conversations. They want to try and get with people that's established, that don't be having the kind of debt and issues that they got going on, and they want people to accept them for their debt. No, sir. That's your debt and your debt alone. And that's what a lot of you women need to start telling them. That's their debt and their debt alone. They had that debt before they got into a dynamic with you. So that debt, when they leave you, that debt goes back with their ass too. That's not your debt. Them not your kids. That debt is between him and his baby mama. That's his financial responsibility and obligation. Now, if y'all stay up under the same roof and he's responsible for help paying bills, then he gonna have to help pay them bills. As simple as that. But that child support that he gotta pay, that ain't none of your goddamn problem. And a lot of y'all women need to wake the fuck up because they try and use that as an excuse of why they can't help do this or they can't help do that. You had the kids before you got into a relationship. No different than the goddamn women. They get with men, they got their together. and they try and utilize that man financially because they own baby daddies, can't financially foot the bill or pay their child support bill to help them financially. I know exactly what they're talking about. That was your problem and your issues beforehand. So if y'all want people, it'd be better if y'all just, when you men and women, y'all get in relationships and you got a bum ass baby daddy, or you got a situation where you can't pay your child support on the other end as a man, just go sit down somewhere and just tell yourself the goddamn truth.
Into you, I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you, I'm into you. And baby, even on the worst nights, I'm into you, I'm into you. Let them wonder how we got this far, 'cause I don't really need to wonder at all. Yeah, after all this time, I'm still into you.
And once again, we always get, a man is here for this, a man is here for that, a man is to serve. These men are looking to be served today. These men want the girlfriend to look up at them, bat their eyes, and do this, 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 and this. If I have been putting out money, we don't even get to the part of the relationship where I talk to the dad, where I meet the father. Because a lot of these modern women, they say stupid stuff like, you know, I'm not going to have my father walk me down the aisle. I am not his property. So modern women are putting them, they're detaching themselves from the people that have actually cared for them, from the people that have actually taken care of them. They're detaching themselves. So then well, you know, I still love my dad, but I told my dad, you know, he's not doing this for me. So they're stripping away the honor from a father. and so many other things that they just wake up one day out of some stupid dream that they had and they say dumb stuff. So the man's not even going to be able to go up to the father and ask, well, you're not going to be asking my, and I told him, you're not going to be asking my, these are women that said that. And they put this out on the internet. I told him, you're not going to be walking up and asking my dad because I am not something to be given away. I didn't say that you were. I just, you know, if you have a kid and your kid wants to go play with my kid, then it would be, I don't know. It would be only the right thing to do to walk up and say, hey, how are you? My name is. Hi. So my son, you know, your son, I saw him playing together and wanted to see if you guys might be open to coming over one day. You know, my wife is usually home around, I don't know, 1 o'clock, bringing them over so the kids can play. If I say that, your son turn around to you, Mom, don't speak for me. I'm gonna be over there at 1 o'clock. As a matter of fact, I'll be over there at 12:45. I'll be waiting. You know, make sure everything is set up. The game systems are set up, the TV shows, the popcorn. Make sure all that's set up. We're gonna spend the entire afternoon together. She don't control me. How stupid would that sound? But this is what modern women are saying. You know, men, the people that watch over you and protect you, the people that are actually trying to do you good, they're divorcing themselves from those men.
The reason that women have come up with this term mansplaining is a projection. It's a projection of our own behavior because it is so pervasive in how we operate in the world, for sure in a marriage, and absolutely in other aspects of our lives. Projecting, putting our own behavior and putting it onto men is a way to avoid accountability and avoid having to expose and see ourselves in our own destructive behaviors. That's why I like to teach about the phrase of, if you spot it, you got it. And what I mean by that, because sometimes that can be confusing. When you see something in another, like a woman seeing a man as being mansplaining, and she is upset, triggered, emotionally charged by it and essentially a victim to it, the reason we see that is because that's us. And we don't want to know that that is us. But we are so sensitive as women. We are so sensitive and so fragile that we cannot take constructive perspectives on how to do things or other ways of thinking, which is why we get so upset and so triggered when we think a man is being condescending to us or telling us how to do something and are so offended by it. It is a projection of who we are and how we operate in the world to exert our rightness.
Unpopular opinion. A lot of women try to tell a man what he's feeling instead of actually listening to how he's feeling. And then when he starts to express himself, they'll then tell him that he's wrong. My question is, how you going to tell him that he's wrong about his feelings when they're his feelings? And believe it or not, a lot of men actually know what they're thinking and feeling. You just got to sit back and listen. And those moments when he begins to express himself, you got to close your mouth, fix your face, open your ears, and start to listen to what he's saying so that you can get to know him on a deeper, intimate level. So you can get into those spaces of him that you be begging him to get into, so that you can create a safe space for him so he'll open up to you and want to talk to you, instead of now you nagging him or having an attitude with him and now telling him how he's feeling. Let that man express himself to you. Let that man get his thoughts and his emotions out to you, because that's how you're going to build that healthy relationship. That's how you're going to build that healthy love. Let him express himself to you, and you be a helpmate and just listen and help him get through his feelings and his emotions.
Equal custody being dangerous for divorce.
There is a shift in law where families, if they divorce, that there could be equal custody.
In Kentucky, yeah. I think there's a couple other states that have unfortunately implemented that now, and they want to tout it as like this great thing to lower divorce rates. But the women know that it's not because they're staying happily married and this is suddenly something has drastically changed in their lives. It's out of pure fear that they are staying, because they're terrified of the level of care that their children will receive in their absence.
Yeah.
Potentially
I grapple with this all the time professionally, because I do have a lot of female clients, and very often they're reluctant to agree to a custody or access schedule where their husband or soon to be ex-husband has a lot of time with the kids. And their justification for it is, well, he never saw the kids that much. He never helped with the homework. He never did any of the heavy lifting of parenting. And my response to that is, and do you want that to continue? Because that's a recipe, by the way, for him becoming the grass on the other side of the fence that's greener when your children grow up. Because that's the thing. Kids grow up. Like, that's the thing about them, is they grow up. And like the difference between 48 and 52 might not be a big deal, but the difference between a freshman in high school and a senior in high school, it's like a different species. Like the freshman in high school is a kid, and a senior in high school like almost looks like an adult and has some adult-like characteristics mentally, but not completely, right? But like the difference between 48 and 52 is like hardly anything. Like, shut up, your back hurts a little worse. That's it.
That guy that you want, so all of you ladies, ideal men, what do you think that he wants in you?
I think being like independent, and like even if they was to have it, for you to have it on your own without them.
Do you really think a guy cares about a woman being independent?
I mean, not that they care. I mean, like, have to care. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like,
think about, like, men, we don't run around calling ourselves independent. Get what I'm saying? Like, you've never heard a man say, yeah, I'm an independent man.
I don't think, like,
you never heard it. So look, the reason why you don't hear it, because usually when women call themselves independent, they're usually independent of a man. Your income doesn't make you sexier. If you making money, good for you. You get what I'm saying? It isn't like on our list of things that a man looks for, because attraction isn't symmetrical. It's asymmetrical, meaning that you find ambition, him being a leader, him being a go-getter, you find that attractive, but the man doesn't find that attractive. It doesn't make our dick harder if you have a good job.
Y'all boys, right now, you get you a woman that know how to listen to you. You get you a woman that know how to listen without getting offended by what you're saying. You get you a woman that knows how to listen to exactly what you're saying and process her anger appropriately. Because the wrong woman, she gonna hold you back. She gonna set you back from endeavors that you have. You gonna have plans, and she gonna do the exact opposite. You're going to be giving instructions. She going to do the exact opposite. You know what that's going to cause? Y'all not working together. She's working against you. Trust me, stay away from the women that are actively working. Those women who are actively working against you, stay away from them. You say go left, she go right. You say go right, she go left. You could explain things to her without even cursing or raising your voice. She ain't gonna hear nothing you saying because how she feel about what you said, no matter how you say it. You know, the people, oh, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. And then you say it calm and respectful and she still can't control herself. But I'm telling you, she will thwart your purpose and your plan. She will slow you down.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. There's one downfall about being 5'5". There's a lot of good-looking women out here that are just out my height range. You know what I'm saying? You can look good as you want, nigga. 5'5" ain't pulling no 5'7", 5'8", 5'9". That shit look crazy anyway. I ain't saying I ain't done it before, but we grown now. You know what I'm saying? That was back in the high school days. You know what I'm saying? This shit was a lot more accessible. You know what I'm saying? Keeps on the DL too. Yeah, options are limited when you're 5'5", but still, you gotta be that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get one of them. Ain't like I ain't pulled a bad one before. But some of these taller women, yeah, I be thinking that sometimes, bro. Like sometimes I wish I was like that. 6'5", too damn tall. Nigga, if I was just about 5'8", 5'9", 6 foot. First of all, I'd be in the NFL. But second, I'm pulling some, and I ain't talking muscles. Well, all right, let's get it. 5'5" ass nigga. Some slight.
Emotional. Why are you like half naked out here?
Why are you half ugly out here? It don't make sense either.
Wait, why are you white knighting though? She has her butt out.
You gonna walk up to girls and say, okay, why you got your butt out?
Yeah.
And you act like you don't like it? Are you?
I don't like it. I got a girlfriend.
A fruit of the Holy Spirit is modesty, and if you care so much about modesty, then
why is she talking about modesty out of all people?
And I preach Holy Spirit.
So you preach modesty, but you're with
That's
girls
your
that dress
opinion.
like.
You said my girl is out here looking nice.
Who said that? No one said that. No one said your girl's looking nice. It's the opposite of looking nice.
You brought her attention.
It's the opposite of looking nice.
Out of every,
because she's one of the s***est girls I've seen so
That's
far.
That's what you think. 100 other girls see her dressed.
And I go up to all the other girls. You want your girl blending in with all the hoes?
Not though. She's not at all.
Well, that's why I came up to her. I would be equally as mad if my girl was dressing like that.
That's actually crazy that you said that because all that this is too short. This is too short.
You might think it's a little too short, but that's not for no reason.
Why are you rigging people, bro?
Why are you changing the subject? I was having a decent conversation before you started. Like, you know, usually the women are the emotional ones, but you're the one acting you're acting out of emotion and not logic. I was actually, for once, having a logical, intelligent conversation with a woman, and the man is the one being emotional. She's being emotional. Don't touch my arm.
Are you scared? I can't threaten you that much.
Scared of this guy? Yo. Scared of this guy?
Put the watch back on your knuckles, gang.
I will put my diamond watch back on my wrist. Have fun with your fake chrome and slutty girl.
Single men, how are you surviving in this crazy economy? This is a 2-income economy. You need to get married. Dating as a single man has to be so expensive. Why are you choosing to suffer alone when you can have a partner to build an amazing life together with? The new thing is sending women money. You don't have to send money anymore. You're going to send money to your wife's future retirement. How about that? Stop wasting money on all these dates. I'm seeing like the marriage culture is gone down the drain. Everyone's single. The women are winning. Listen, I see so many women making more money, having more in their retirement, traveling the world, building an amazing life. And you men out here are slacking. You men don't understand how much a woman or partner adds value to your life. Get it together. You got this. I believe in you. Wife that girl up. Get out of this crazy ass economy where the price of gas, food, insurance, everything is so depressing. I hope I was able to knock some sense into one of you men out there. I'll be back.
And I think the right thing is being said by, I think she's a therapist actually. She talks about how when a man tries to correct you, it's because really honestly and truly, she doesn't say the word, but it's because you don't want to take accountability. And so you start trying to attack him and tell him where he's wrong and how you didn't do what he said you did, but you know you actually did that, and you just don't want to take accountability for it. As men, even when men don't want to take accountability for something, they're forced to. Everybody rallies around a common goal, a common enemy in this case, and they make the man take accountability. For some reason, modern women, they don't want people rallying around them and saying, hey man, you were wrong in the situation. You need to apologize and rectify. You need to make right your wrongs.